I've got the walls framed up and I got all the rafters put in. I've started wrapping this little tiny house. Put on my first piece of vinyl. Half of the roof is insulated. All on, all screwed down. Episode number 2 of my little house, and I've just laid out the door. I'm making a homemade door. This is some scrap plywood, and I've got some treated lumber here. I'm trying to make kind of a barn door look. Test driving the plywood in the door hole, and it looks perfect. That's going to be the backbone of my door. So I got rid of the plywood, and this is how far I got with the door last night. The frame and the window frame, I got to put it together. It's going to hinge out maybe like the back of a van, how the windows come out. If it's raining, the rain won't come in. I just picked up a doorknob, and I've got some hinges for the window. I also got some cheap black paint for the hinges for the door. There's your update. Let me get back to work. So I've just made the window frame, and I put a bead of caulk all around inside the frame, and I'm going to drop the glass into that caulk. Like that. Then I'll run around the edges with some wood glue, and I'm going to use these nails in the nail gun and nail it together. And this is where I am on the door so far. Window in the top, I'm going to put some boards in the bottom. Just wanted to see how it looks in the hole. So these 5/4 deck boards have been cut, glued into place. Now I'm going to use this trim to nail it into place. I'm going to glue and nail this in next. And here I am with the door. It's ready to be put in place. The window opens inward, and there's going to be a screen stapled to the back of this frame, and maybe some weather stripping on the back of the window to keep the rain out. And I've also started painting the hinges. One side done, one side to go. Here's my door ready to be installed, except for I think I want to paint it first. And we have some cream color, we have some red. I'll let you know here in just a few seconds what color I decide to go with. And you can see the window. It's going to open towards the inside. I'm going to put a screen right here on this little edge. Maybe some weather stripping here when you close it, keep the rain out. That was a leftover window from the tiny house. It's up in the loft of the tiny house, the other one to mate to it. Oh, and then I got to figure out a doorknob right about here. There's your morning update. Turned out good. This will be what you see on the inside. The window opens towards the inside. Put some kind of handle here, put some kind of latch here. There'll be a screen in it for the bugs. May need to shave that down just a little bit more, which is not a problem. And this door was put together using pocket holes. I really like the way they turned out. Nice and tight. I can see using those more in the future. And they have little plugs. I may even put the little plugs in there, sand them off before we paint. Bacon. So in these pocket holes, I'm putting these little wood plugs, little glue on it. Smear the glue around, and then plug the hole. Hole plugged. Up next, I'm going to paint this door. Watch me. This is my 1883 door. Built this last Saturday, and now it has a red coat of paint on it. To recap, this was a 2x10 by 8. I cut it in half. It was a coil lumber, 70% off, so it was about the price of a 2x4. This was decking board, an 8-foot decking board. Didn't use all of it. Used part of it in the trim. That was $4. That was about $7. This window was $2. Bought it about a year ago for the tiny house. Didn't use it for the tiny house. So this is my $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9 door. Except for labor. I don't know what I'm going to charge for labor. Charge myself. Up next, I'm going to paint the edges, and then we'll flip it over and paint the backside. I just wanted to show you 1883 before I painted over it. And the door, I don't know why it was called lumber. There's one hole here that was plugged with something. I don't know what that's all about. There's another one over by the door. Same thing, I didn't cut it yet. That might be a tailgate on my trailer. I mean, for $3, who cares? So there's my doorknob, and there's a slight problem when you build a door. No doorknob hole. So we're going to drill a hole here, 2 1/8 inch, and we're going to drill a hole here, 1 inch. That's what's next. Then we'll get the doorknob on and get the door remounted. And if you're wondering, inside of these pocket holes, I already took the screws out, and I'm going to try to put those back in after the hole's drilled. The hole has now been cut. Now I'm going to come in the side, the 1 inch hole. That's going to be fun. You guys might want to slide around to the side over here. You can see better angle. Okay, so I've got the door sitting level, and I've got a level on the back of the drill. I'm going to try to do this right the first time. Got it. So the doorknob is coming along nicely. I took the router countersunk. I've got the 2 screws back in for the pocket holes. You can almost see them. One there, one there. Now I'm going to put the knob on. Once the knob's on, we're going to hang the door back on the hinges. And I guess I'll put the key to the outside. We are in business. So getting ready to do my door jamb with a seal, I've got this 1x4x6. I ripped it down halfway. It's half as wide now. That's 1 3/4 inches. And I took my table saw and I cut a groove, and that's where my seals, this is what my seals are going to look like. They're going to slide in that groove when you shut the door. It squeezes that little seal. And that's what we're putting in right now with the nail gun. So I've got my dummy threshold in place. I've got my board lined up. I'm going to nail it off. So I've cut one of the weather stripping to the right length. And there's a little groove. That little tab goes in that groove. Let's put that in there right now. Here's the threshold. It's got a rubber gasket at the bottom. This one goes up against the door. I'm going to push it in place and put 2 screws in it.